video for Invisible by multi-platinum country star Hunter Hayes. At just 7 years old, he was invited to perform for President Clinton at the White House and has since toured with Carrie Underwood, Taylor Swift, and Rascal Flatts. Now, at the ripe old age of 22, he has 4 Grammy nominations, 2 American Country Awards, and a CMT Music Award for Artist of the Year. His new album, Storyline, hit shelves last month, and Clinton joins us now. Congratulations and welcome!
Thank you. What an intro.
Do you like that?
I have to say.
It's fantastic,
what an intro.
though.
I feel so cool right now.
At the
So
ripe
much
old
older
age.
than I am.
And I said at the ripe old age of 22.
Yeah,
You've been doing this for a while now and just obviously loving it.
I do, yeah, I love it. This is my world. This is all I've ever dreamed about. And I love the question when people ask, is it as good as you dreamed it would be? And it's so much fun when I get to say it's even better, even cooler. Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's the coolest moment you've ever had so far. I mean, performing for the president is pretty cool, but I wonder at 7, did you really understand what was
No,
happening?
I had no clue. I had no clue what I was doing. I mean, I knew, obviously, but I did not appreciate it like I do now, obviously. I don't know if it's possible to point out one. I will say, though, this year, and this is not me, like, I don't know if I even should say this, actually, come to think of it, but one of my favorite moments, because it's going to sound like I'm just plugging something, but really one of my favorite moments was this year for the release of Storyline. When Storyline came out, we all decided to attempt a world record, and we did 10 shows in 10 cities in 24 hours. And I'm only saying that was my favorite, not so I can say that I did it, but just so I can say that, I've always said, the first thing you want to do when you get on stage is go play again, right? And I love being on the road, and that's a perfect example of how much I love being on the road. We did 10 shows in 10 different cities for, it was a 36-hour thing altogether, and it was one of my favorite memories ever, and we had fans that literally followed us to every show, which was very difficult, by the way. But yeah, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Clearly you had a jet on the tarmac the entire time.
We had one jet.
Because I've been in many a tour bus, country tour bus.
Oh,
So
yeah.
do you travel by bus?
Oh yeah,
Is this your
absolutely.
big thing?
We did 2 gigs by jet. We flew from one to the other.
That's
We
it.
flew from New York to Boston, and that was it. And that was only because we had helicopters, but helicopters, plural, by the way.
You get on the dirt here.
Anyway, no.
I mean, your bus is maxed out. And
No,
you,
it was. It's not actually. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I got a little studio in the back. That's about it.
Is there anything on tour bus that people don't know about, something you like, or that's?
My little studio. It is tiny, and when you look at it, it's confusing how anything gets done back there. But I finished half a Storyline back there. I wrote most of Storyline on the road. I say most, probably 50-60%. But I demoed every song on the record. I started essentially every song on the record on the road.
Is that because you're always thinking of other lyrics, other melodies, and you want to be able to put it right there on a track so
Yeah.
you don't lose it?
Totally, you're capturing moments. Everybody says that. You're also just never home. But for the most part, it's that you're capturing energy when you come off stage at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and you play for fans, which is something you've always wanted to do, right? You've got that energy that the fans give you that's irreplaceable. You can't make that up. You can't fabricate that. It is so real. You're not going to go to bed anytime soon. You're so excited.
No, I get it. People don't understand. You're still here. And they're leaving the venue, but you're here.
Oh, yeah.
So that takes me to your single, Invincible. So, Invisible, I'm sorry. The lyric, it's wonderful to watch the video, see the lyric. That is a very deep, probing lyric. And a first single, just tell us about that.
Well, Invisible, it's the journey from going from seeing, I'm a music geek, self-proclaimed. I always have been, I always will be. That's kind of my place. But it took me a while to figure out that was okay. For a long time, that meant that I was an outcast. And I didn't really have a place to fit in. And obviously, without a perspective, that's really hard to kind of figure out, But I feel like I've been so lucky that I have found my place. The fans have given me a place. Everybody watching, listening. You guys have given me a place where I feel like I can, 1, be myself and feel like myself. 2, share what it is that I'm passionate about. And I want to share that story from seeing that thing that makes you different from a bad thing to a good thing. I want to share that with anybody who's maybe been through something similar or going through it now.
That is fantastic. Hunter, I want to ask you this. We've got some video here of you with another very famous singer, comedian, crooner, our very own here that you just bumped into. There he is, Michael Bublé and his son and you. You met him, you bumped into him not too long ago.
Michael and I go way back. I'm kidding, we don't actually. It's a Sunday night, essentially. No, I met him. I'm a huge fan. I've been on so many shows, and I actually got a call before I went to the show and asked if I could go early. And I was like, absolutely. Yes. There's no word for the amount of yeses I could give you, but I was so excited because I've always wanted to meet him, and literally, I had high expectations. Look, he's a cool guy on stage, and you assume that that's who he really is, because he's funny, he's just cool and goofy, and he was even cooler.
Being a self-proclaimed music geek, when you met him for the first time, were you like freaking out? Did you have to control your inner
I was
fan voice?
speechless. He was so cool, like so chill, and I had to tell him, I was like, dude, you have no idea how nervous I am.
That is fantastic.
You
We
have no
gotta
idea.
just tell you once again, congratulations, continued success. Hunter Hayes, the album is called Storyline, and it is in stores now.
Thank you guys so much.